Hey everybody, welcome back to the ENVELOP Podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC, and I'm here today with the Dash gentleman. I call him. It's Felix Mago. You know him. He's the brilliant speaker on events of the entire world. He's co-founder of Dash NEXT Futerio. He's the fan of DeFi, crypto payments, and tokenization. So Felix, it's a great pleasure to have you on my show online, not offline, but I love to meet you offline.
Awesome to be here, Eugene. Always a big pleasure to talk to you.
So it's a shame for me, but I don't know your story, personal story in crypto. I will start with the personal story in crypto of my speaker. Tell us, please, briefly, how did you get into the blockchain space? What were your main incentives?
It seems like a very long time ago, to be honest with you. I remember it was back in 2013-14 when some friends of mine were mentioning Bitcoin. And I thought like, okay, it's like interesting. I saw some software I wanted to buy, and I thought it was like a weird company that I wanted to buy for. So I don't want to give my credit card. So I was starting to look into Bitcoin, find out it was very hard to buy Bitcoin at a time. And I was blogging for a tech blog next to my consulting job at this time. So I was talking to my editor-in-chief and say, how can you buy this Bitcoin? We both didn't know. So we decided to write a book about it. And that was the Bitcoin Handbook, released in late 2014, early 2015. And it really dragged me into all this rabbit hole. I mean, I was, starting with what is a key, what is a private key, what is a Merkle tree, how does a blockchain work, all that stuff back on Bitcoin. And I remember when I finished that book, I was looking at it and saw like, oh no, like now there's something new called Ethereum. I was like, come on, I needed like a year to write this book. Like, let me alone. I want to publish it now. Right? And here we are 6 years later. I think it took the time to dive more and more and more into blockchain. I was very lucky to find a fantastic team here in Thailand to open this company you mentioned, Futerio. So we're a blockchain consulting company. Dash has been, one of our most amazing projects for a long time now. So basically, I'm working for over 4 or 5 years now in a DAO. I also think not many people can say that, and it's like, it's really radical in a way. One of my friends recently told me, Felix, like you really live in the future, right? I mean, just think about it, right? We're kind of getting paid by an algorithm that is printing fresh Dash, you could kind of say, right? And some of that is generally distributed to us, and people trust in the work we do. So, man, it's like an amazing ride. And I think next month in blockchain we are already at the next level. I feel like every month there's something new, something crazy, and you think like, oh my God, what is happening?
Well, let me touch a couple geographic issues. I know you come from Germany. You studied in Berlin, now in Thailand. I know that's Berlin is the center, the epicenter of the European crypto community, all we know, and Asia too. What's the difference between crypto community in Berlin, Germany, and crypto community in Asia?
Oh, it's a very nice question. I gave this question actually a lot of thought, and you feel the differences when you go around the world and traveling blockchain, right? I mean, maybe start even more generally. Tech was always very much driven by Silicon Valley, by all these VC investor approach, right? And now, as people can create their own tokens and can invent their own tokenomics, like all these growth Silicon Valley VCs driven things have become way less important to grow companies in the blockchain ecosystem. So this is why other epicenters in the world have been or have a good chance to establish themselves beyond like all the big tech companies come out of the United States. So in that sense, I think Europe has been always very good in terms of regulation. It's a very free market, especially Germany for what you can do with crypto, how crypto is taxed, and how you can really get it, like have the bridge between fiat world and the crypto world was always something very good. But I'm German, and I think the way you do business in Germany is always you go in with a proper plan. You sit down for 2 months, you make a proper plan, and then you start your business. This is amazing. But what I've realized in Asia, it's kind of the difference. Like, let's run and we figure it out on the way, right? So it's like some of the things are crazy fast in Asia. And if you have ever worked with the Chinese team or Malaysian, Indonesian team, you kind of see some cultural differences, right? And for me, this is one big factor that I see personally a difference in. But I might be biased working with some teams, is that the space is that in Asia things moving a lot faster. it's also, you can raise money a lot faster. You can, it's just crazy. You develop faster, you have a lot of money faster. So this is the one thing. The other thing most people overlook often is there's a big language barrier, and there's not only one internet, right? It's like many people just assume everything is English and everybody understands English. I mean, you come, you speak Russian, you come from a completely different market where I don't understand a thing if I go there, right? And I've realized, there's so many Russian communities and people who speak about things I don't understand, not only in the language, but also in the way they speak about things, right? So I feel in Asia, it's crazy, and we have no idea what is happening in China. If you don't speak Chinese, you always rely on some translators. But if you just look at the numbers, it's like crazy what is going on there. And now we have Korea, we have Japan, we have Thailand as an amazing DeFi hub, right? The internet looks different, it feels different, and they speak a different language, which, you cannot just bridge that easily. And this is why it's very important to have these bridge functions and people who understand these different worlds. Sorry for this long answer, but there's a lot of
it's great answer. You're super detailed. Now I understand. I totally agree with you. Yeah, cultural differences. So I know you are involved in different blockchain projects in different roles. Tell us, please, what blockchain projects and what roles are you involved in now?
As I said, mostly it's this consulting company we have here, Futerio, which, again, one of the longest running projects we have is Dash. So let me start actually with Dash. We have in fact several entities in Dash. Dash is a decentralized organization. So the way it works is you pitch your project to a DAO. You say, this is what I want to do. This is the idea. This is the funding I need. So in that, we have started with Dash Thailand, which was really Thailand ecosystem building, like payment ecosystem building. This was a couple of years ago when there was basically no crypto payment in Asia. So step by step we grew the ecosystem, and from there we said, it's actually Thailand is not enough. It's like crypto system, crypto payments is a global thing. So we have to act global. We have to think local and act global. I think that's the right answer. So in this sense, we have started an approach where we say it's much more about building partnerships and about bringing in big partners that then act as a multiplier. So for example, better than onboarding a single noodle shop at my corner, it's 1,000,000 times more valuable for Dash to bring in a travel company or to bring in a whole exchange or DeFi platform that then can bring their users into the Dash ecosystem. So this is what we have done for Dash in the last years and still keep on doing. Dash Next is the name of the project, focused on business development and partnerships. Then we have this consulting company. So we kind of give advice to projects who want to enter the DeFi space, who want to come into blockchain, want to raise funds and so on. One thing we have started there in the last year is more of an investment product focus. So right now we have kind of, we are helping clients to grasp new opportunities in the crypto market, which is kind of a mix between bots, a lot of play to earn. And I think we will talk about that, like all the DeFi and NFT craze. And of course, like how to use yield farms and how to make money with yield farms. So investors can essentially reach out to us and we help them. So yeah. And now there's one new project in the cooking. I don't want to say much about that yet, but it's a metaverse project, and I'm sure in the next weeks I will see me much more talking about this, because I think it's all coming together. First we had crypto, then we had DeFi, then we had NFTs. Now we have NFTs and gaming, and so we will have all together in a 3D internet.
Yeah, when you were talking, I realized that honestly saying I didn't use Dash any time for payments. I don't know why, and nobody paid me in Dash. I also received payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and so on and so forth. Why Dash is more suitable for crypto payments compared with Bitcoin, for example? I'm not counting USDT and so on and so forth. We don't understand, but on the first layer of blockchains, why Dash is more suitable than Bitcoin? May I explain?
Great question. I mean, first of all, definitely you should try it, and let's find a way to make you try it first. It's not only that we have a lot of merchants that are accepting it, but it's also very easy to use it. So one big difference from Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies is the fee and the transaction speed, right? I mean, it's no point of paying coffee if you have to wait an hour for a confirmation and pay for a $5 coffee, $15 in fee. That just doesn't make sense. So with Dash, you pay like a fraction of a cent, and we have something called instant send. That is essentially a confirmation through our masternode network. I just don't want to go into the, we don't have to talk about the technical details, but it's essentially a mixed consensus where we can assure that the transaction is finally confirmed within a second, right? So I can send you Dash now to pay for something. You will immediately get the money. I cannot take it back, right? So that's like done. This is number one reason. Number two reason, as I said, is the acceptances, because again, I mean, it's not only that you don't have Dash or any other, thing to spend. I don't know how much or where you spent crypto before, but we are still in a growth phase. So we're still struggling to be everywhere, right? We are not everywhere yet, but I think this is the future. It's, it will come sooner or later. So the question is, who is where? And I think Dash is really by now the most established cryptocurrency in the world to pay stuff in the real world or in this non-crypto universe with. We, for example, have just recently launched the Dash Retail app, Dash Direct app, where you can get discounts. It's 155,000 merchants, where plus online shops, where you can now spend Dash immediately. You get vouchers and you get discounts up to like I think 15 to 20%. It's all the good stuff. It's for now only available in the US, but will be hopefully available globally in the next time.
Well, I have to try. So our goal is to explore the NFT realm, and now they have say a lot about that. First of all, how did you get your first exposure with NFTs, and how do you explain for non-crypto people what the hell is an NFT?
A fantastic question. The thing is, what an NFT was last month, it's already not this month, and for sure it will not be something next month, right? I think it's the most easy way is to understand it that it was because of the design and architecture of how the internet and digital things are made. It's very hard to have digital originals, because we are always used, or everything we use is based on digital copies, right? So for example, if I want to give you $5 and I would stand next to you, I can pass you a $5 bill, right? And then it's yours. It's not mine anymore because you have it now in your hand. I don't have it in my hand anymore, right? With money, it doesn't work like that. When I, for example, send you an email, from Gmail to Gmail, we will have a copy of this original Gmail on my account and on your account. So there is no original anymore. It's only the copy we're sending around. So this is the reason why I cannot send money from person to person without going over a bank, right? So this is like the whole problem cryptocurrency solved. But now you can take this concept to basically everything, right? You can take it to a picture, to a music, to a movie, right? And the way the world works is that these things usually have kind of legal attributes and usability attributes, with like included in these things, right? This is the reason why I cannot just go to, to a webpage and watch a Disney movie or a Marvel movie. No, that's why I now have to make a Disney account. But oh damn, I'm in Thailand, I cannot make a Disney account. And why is that? Because they didn't figure out the legal implications and the right distributions to other countries, right? So it's like the consumer at the end of the day is always kind of the stupid person on the one side, and the creator is also the stupid person on the other side, right? And in the middle are all these business models, like labels, like Netflix, like whoever makes money on things. And now we can cut them out. So, right, this is why NFTs are amazing. And this is, the future of that will be that you have different rights attributed to certain objects and you can do whatever with it. So this is like kind of just the beginning. And I think now with the play to earn craze, we are already entering the next level of things.
How do you see the level of development of the technical infrastructure for NFT? Are you personally satisfied with current existing blockchains, wallets, marketplaces for minting NFT turnover, and so on and so forth?
It's a bit clunky for now. I think it's not for the mass market yet. I mean, I was just, I'm personally asking always people, like, do you use MetaMask? Do you have, which blockchain are you using? Or Eugene, are you using MetaMask already? Have you tried DeFi protocols?
Yeah, I'm using MetaMask somewhere. I'm using a couple of other wallets, but I don't understand the difference between wallets. I'm experienced.
Yeah, I get it. But I think this is amazing, and you have to make this experience, because in order to use MetaMask, you have to use it. You cannot just read about it, and it's even more with DeFi, and it's the same with these marketplaces. You have to sit down, you have to make your homework, and like now I feel every week a new blockchain is coming out. You have to install a new wallet, you have to set up a new network. It's like very nerdy stuff to do. It's like much more than going to the Apple Store and download an app. So the truth is, it's all very nerdy, but it's driven by innovation and the speed that I don't see anywhere else in any other area in the world. So it's kind of a mix between you in order to keep up this innovation, you have to make things, I believe, like in the way that they work, and that they're sometimes a bit hard to understand. So in this sense, I think it's clunky, but at one point we will get there. For me, it's kind of actually irrelevant if it's easy to use. If you want to use it, the truth is you can watch a YouTube video and you can learn it in 2 hours. So it cannot be that hard, but it's hard to. You have to take the time to watch the YouTube video.
Yeah. So one of the most interesting field of exploring NFTs is the combining NFTs with 2 other big areas of crypto. The first is DeFi, the second is DAO. We do know that NFT is like a sort of unique assets, the simple concept. DeFi is the replacing of traditional financial services with middlemen, banks, insurance companies, so on and so forth. Very so simply. DAO is the replacement of, let's say, LLCs and so on and so forth, legal entities. How these things may be combined together, how NFT could be used in DeFi space, how NFT can be used in DAO. Give us some ideas about that.
Man, I love that question. So let's take the play to earn example. I think that's perfect to now explain it. To put it very simple, I think now what DeFi has enabled crypto to do more than just laying around. Before, you can just go, you can buy Bitcoin, it lays there, maybe Bitcoin will be more expensive tomorrow, maybe not, right? What you can do with DeFi now and all these applications is that you can get interest rate on everything, to put it very simple. So this is what DeFi did. Now we had NFTs. Okay, you can buy an NFT, maybe it's worth more than tomorrow because it's like a nice art object or something, right? But now we have found a way to yield on these NFTs, and the first level to start doing that is called play to earn, right? So you can essentially buy an NFT, like in Axie's Infinity. You buy 3 NFTs, you start playing, and you earn a crypto token by playing if you win against other people, right? So then you can sell this crypto token against whatever you want, let's say US dollar on the market, right? This essentially means that you can now generate interest rate on your NFTs, right? So there is already a combination of all these principles we just mentioned, like having DeFi products that are evening yield function, like have a utility for the token, which is playing in this case, with a unique object that is only belonging to you and that is only unique in the whole universe. And this is like creating something for the whole economy. So now take this and combine it with this idea you have. Okay, we can run organizations in a DAO form. Now take it all together, and I will break it down to you in one sentence. In 10 years from now, this will be the metaverse, and all these options will be the biggest job market in the whole world. Because what it does now for the whole society is that it leads to an explosion of possibilities what you can do, right? It's like, just to give you an example, Axie's Infinity has already millions of players here in Southeast Asia, especially in Thailand and the Philippines, who realized that just playing Axie's Infinity will give them the same money or more than standing the whole day in whatever other job they had before. And now they suddenly can be at home with their family and finance for their family in a COVID-driven, in a COVID-driven world where jobs and income generating has become a real problem, right? So I don't know if you have seen the movie Ready Player One, but I very much see a future of us going into that direction, because just the economic possibilities are suddenly endless and they're exploding right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. How do you see the potential use cases of NFTs beyond digital arts, gaming, metaverse, and so on and so forth? Seems to me that every unique thing in our world you may see around us where physical things or digital things may exist in the NFT shape, and they will be existing. And that's a huge economics we even cannot imagine. What do you think about that?
Yeah, as I just said, I think, now I try to explain in a way that, the internet gave possibilities to, you were selling a t-shirt in a physical shop, and then suddenly, the internet came along, and you didn't understand that you have to build a web page, and you first built a very clunky web page that, was not the best. And then now it's very normal to use Amazon. It's very easy. They have like algorithms and recommend you t-shirts that you like tomorrow or more. I believe the same development will now happen with all this NFTs. So I really don't know, what will be next month. I think one thing everybody has to understand working in crypto, that, better let other, let this community do their thing and just try to follow up, because you will be fascinated what will be there next month. So I really cannot tell, but I strongly see again what I said. People can create, income, salaries, economic activity. So this will lead to an explosion in options, what you can do, whatever it is, NFTs, DeFi, crypto, a combination of everything. And most likely even a combination between the real world and, all this NFT.
Yeah, definitely. We're waiting perfect new world, a brand new world. What are the first baby steps towards NFT for newcomers you would recommend to our listeners?
Check out some YouTube videos. What I have found very good to understand is the example of these play to earn games, because there you kind of understand very good the dynamics of why, what does it mean if an NFT starts yielding for yourself. So I recommend, for example, Axie's Infinity or Star Atlas are two games that I find kind of good to understand, like what this is all about, and where I think people can easily understand why it matters so much. In the gaming world is, for example, easy. I mean, take World of Warcraft, right? There were like millions of people who were playing this game, and there was a whole professional market of gold farming in China, especially, right? And it was less in-game currency. Now we have a real secondary market of that is not controlled by a company. So that's where I would recommend people to start with.
Yeah. Finally, Felix, what is the best way to follow you on the internet, and what upcoming events and lifelines are you maybe going to speak in the upcoming time?
As always, the end of the year is like kind of the conference spree. So I will be speaking in Dubai and Malta physically. I will be speaking on a lot of events in between. For example, the next one is already tomorrow, where we'll be mentoring for a hackathon of a Dubai based event. Others are coming as well this month. A lot of DeFi conferences, Crypto Mastery Summit, and most likely a lot more the next month. If you want to reach me, follow me, please, on either LinkedIn or Twitter. On LinkedIn, it's Felix Mago, M-A-G-O. On Twitter, it's Felix Mago _dash.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Felix. It's been extremely fascinating, interesting conversation, especially regarding Europe mentality in Asian context. That's so far to me. So, ladies and gentlemen, you were watching the ENVELOP Podcast, supported by the nifty protocol and DAO ENVELOP. Please like, share, comment, subscribe on the channel. Hit the bell button for not missing the future episodes. Felix Mago and Eugene Crypto MC, we're with you. Thank you for listening and watching. See you in the next episodes of the ENVELOP Podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Eugene. Bye-bye.